Coctopus Prime with the Cooter Report for the Skeptic Fence Show.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna bag me some horn cookers tonight.
Oh, let's see who we got this week.
You know, the amazing thing, there was a federal law passed. Bill Clinton signed it into law when he was president, the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. It was not controversial because essentially it said that the freedom of conscience guaranteed by the First Amendment. We now have a candidate whose name is Hillary Clinton who wants to do away with the First Amendment, at least part of it. And this whole thing is shocking.
Oh, Pat, when will you just fucking die? The Religious Freedom Restoration Act was actually focused, while it applies to all religions, it was actually focused for Native Americans who were having their land, their holy land, infringed upon. You know, this country that we pretty much fucking stole from them? Yeah, well, we kept fucking with their sacred land and their holy land, and so we did this to really give the Native Americans a jump and help them out. And now the Christians have, like, just meandered right in and said, no. That law was meant so that we could be bigots and just hate on people. Because you'll notice that if someone's religious rights include owning slaves or something like that, we don't allow it. There are certain freedoms that your religion does not afford you, such as owning slaves or denying people their basic civil fucking rights. And the government is not going to come jump in to Christianity's defense and be like, oh no, we totally understand that being a hateful piece of shit is part of your religion and that's why we support it. You know, if freedom of religion was that way, we'd just let jihadis get away with bombing shit, and we would allow Muslim and martyrs and martyrs of all different kinds of religions because it's their freedom, it's their religion, and that just trumps everything. No, Pat, no.
But the First Amendment primarily guaranteed freedom of religion. It was just secondarily freedom of the press. That just said press, and that was all it said. And speech. But speech and press were secondary to our religious beliefs. And Congress shall pass no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. That's the First Amendment.
Are you implying that freedom of speech comes after freedom of religion? Like, if your religion says you shouldn't talk shit about your God, then I'm not allowed to do it because your freedom of religion comes before my freedom of speech to call your God of the Bible a total piece of shit? And you a piece of shit, Pat? A very, very old piece of shit, but a piece of shit nonetheless. Is that what you're under the impression of? That like, oh, well, it's the freedom of Christians to do whatever they want. And then comes freedom of speech, and then just one word for press too, I guess. Like, that's not, it's all meant to work together. It's not like they wrote it in fucking order like ingredients on the back of a cereal box, you dipshit.
And then it starts talking about speech or press. But the primary function that is to preserve our religious freedom, because our religious freedom is the foundation of our democracy. Without it, we do not have any rights, because our rights come from God, not from the king, not from the parliament, not from the Duma, not from any legislative body. They come from God.
But wait a second, Pat. You just took all that time to read us the First fucking Amendment, which was written by a legislative body. Do you understand how God didn't write that? That's not in the Bible about the United States and the rights that we fucking have. In fact, the rights that are in the Constitution, the rights you're referring to, are nowhere in the fucking Bible, even though they come from God, apparently.
Now, this bunch of gays, what they have done is single out, you know, for example, there'll be a city and there'll be 5 bake shops. 4 out of the 5 will do wedding cakes for anybody that wants them. Gay, lesbian, Muslim, Hindu, anybody. They'll do cakes. One little company says, no, we're Christian, we won't do homosexual wedding cakes. Okay. So they sue that one and force that one, because the idea now is not tolerance, it is conformity. They're going to make you go along with their lifestyle whether you like it or not.
Who else are they going to have a problem with, Pat? Who else are they going to have a problem with? The people that don't discriminate the fuck against them? And by the way, You mentioned gays along with Muslims and Hindus and all kinds, as if I guess those are equated, because they're all other to Pat. They're not straight Christians, so they ain't us, America. Fucking retarded. But let's say Muslims went into a Christian bakery and the Christians refused to bake them a cake because it's against their religion somehow. They found a Bible verse. Oh, what then? Because now you're discriminating on one religion by using another religion. So which religion do you back up as the government? Oh, wait, the government's not allowed to respect one religion over another. So therefore, it just doesn't respect religion at all, Pat. You can believe it. You can hate gay marriage all you want. You just can't discriminate against gay people. You can't refuse to make them a cake that you would have made for a fucking straight person. That's the point, you piece of fucking shit.
Now, that's not freedom, ladies and gentlemen. That is totalitarian coercion. And that's what those people want. Liberals are not liberal. They are totalitarian socialists. They want the government to force everybody into their mold. So just keep that in mind.
So I guess gays are just trying to force conformity and make everyone like them, unlike Christians who don't try and force conformity through trying to deny people basic civil rights or just common fucking decency by not discriminating against them over something stupid and then using their religion as an excuse. Oh, the irony. Oh, the projection. to force everyone into your mold. Like, as in, I don't like the way you live your life or who you're going to get married to, so I ain't going to make you a cake. Because that's so much more mature than this terrible, what was it? Totalitarian socialist? Does that even make sense? That's right up there with, like, Muslim, communist, anarchist. Yeah. You don't understand what words even mean, so it doesn't surprise me when you don't get the fucking definitions or facts about them correct either. It's for being such a dipshit, Pat Robertson, that you yet again win the Cooter Award for being the dumbest horn kicker I could find. Until next time.